Hey guys, welcome to your daily astrological horoscope for Monday, February 26th. Starting off the week once more with our glorious root chakra. How you guys doing this week? I know last week we definitely ended on a rather high emotional day, considering that we had the moon in Cancer while it was opposing Daddy Capricorn, or Daddy Saturn in Capricorn. We've also been having these Venus and Mars squares going around. And I know that by now you guys are probably like, please, Niwa, we're not going to have any more, right? It's going to be a beautiful day, right? It's going to be wonderful and everything, right? Well, I mean, we'll see here. Let's take a look at what's going on today. So again, today is a Monday, and that means we will be starting off with some root chakra. So really good time for letting go of fears, anxieties, be one with your own core root true self within. And starting off the day with energy, or actually not just the day, but the week with lots and lots of energy. We still do have, however, the moon in Cancer. So, I mean, keep in mind if you listen to our vibrational, descriptions last time, we were talking about how low vibrational Cancers can be moody, sensitive. They can feel sometimes inadequate. They're water signs, so obviously they have a lot of emotional sensitivity, and when they're upset they can turn into a little crab not wanting to come out of their place, and when this happens they are very resistant to change. So obviously we don't want to fall into that trap, and instead we want to go to the higher vibrations of being nurturing, comforting, supportive. You want to make sure that you feel at home. You want to be able to have other people feel at home, right? A powerful Cancer is a very good mother. So again, you could be like a mother figure for other people so that you could be emotionally supportive and comforting and nurturing of other people as well. So, I mean, we still got that going on today. I mean, we're not quite opposing Saturn. We're still opposing Pluto on a much more harsh opposition. But definitely not going to be opposing Saturn today. Our Venus Mars is still opposing quite powerfully, so expect that to not dissolve anytime soon. However, let me go ahead and dim this a little bit. We got a number of aspects that we want to kind of address for today. So for today and today only, we got our little T-square going on here between Uranus, Pluto, and the moon, of course. So obviously you've already been knowing that Uranus and the Pluto have been squaring for quite some time, and they're going to continue to do so until Uranus eventually goes into Taurus. However, during this moon transit, we got the moon opposing Pluto here. So, we got a lot of impersonal changes that we want to activate, a lot of personal changes that maybe some of us are still resisting, right? Maybe some of us are still resisting change, and this change is going to be revolutionary. It's going to be transformative. You do not want to finish off this square without having initiated the changes that needed to occur in your life. And with the moon opposing here, you might become a little bit more sensitive to the changes, right? We just talked about lower vibration Cancer and being very rigid, being very stuck, not necessarily wanting to move from their post. And I mean, with all of this energy in Pisces over here of being almost drowned in the endless sea of emotions, not to mention having Chiron with the stellium here and Cancer over here trining this Chiron, this could be very good, and it can also be very challenging because, again, we don't necessarily want to move from where we feel comfortable, where we feel at home. And change is required, in one way or another. That's what the universe has been pushing us for the last several weeks, if not months, is change. It's time to change. Can't keep letting the program go as it has been. There are very powerful changes that need to be enacted. Now, there is a bit of support for all of this, right? It's not just, oh no, we're being thrown into the fire and we don't know how to get out of it. Thankfully, we do have some very good aspects today. We have kind of several water trines really going on here because of the Pisces energy. There's just so much that the moon is going to be trining over at the Piscean sector. But yeah, we do have some water trines going on. So again, water witches, priestesses, and whatever the heck Pisces wants to be. Let's be honest here. This is a very good time for some emotional, spiritual water magic. Definitely you guys have a shit ton of energy in Pisces. You guys got like mega stellium going on in here right now. So there's a lot of water support right now. This isn't just the normal, hey, water trine, sounds Gucci, let's use all this water energy. No, this is like a souped up Piscean water energy trine. And again, we have Neptune in its natural home of Pisces, the moon in its natural home of Cancer. And even though we don't have the ruler of Scorpio in Scorpio, we do have Jupiter in there just magnifying the heck out of that. So again, really powerful water trine here going on to be able to do some healing, because we do have the moon, Chiron, and Jupiter involved. This could be emotional or well, yeah, obviously it's going to be emotional and spiritual, but it could also deal with relationship with other people because we do have Venus involved as well. It could be problems with communication because we have Mercury involved right now. It could be all three of them at once. So again, really good energy to really deal with those types of energies, relationship with others, communications, pains that you've been having a hard time letting go of certain things so that you can make way for change. Or this can even involve things with like higher beings, your higher selves, or your guides as well. So definitely a lot of really strong psychic energy here, a lot of really powerful spiritual energy going on here with that full house Pisces that we got going on. Now, aside from all of that, I do want to actually state something very interesting today. As of today, Athena and Ceres are not squaring anymore. So that whole square of not sure what direction to go in life and not sure what I'm supposed to be nurturing in life, that's dissolved right now. That has dissolved. Now, whether that will come back in a future time period, I haven't quite looked into it so far because Ceres is still retrograding while Athena is going forward. So these two signs are going in opposite directions for a while. I know that Ceres will be going direct soon asterisk. But that's not going to be for quite a bit, and I'm not sure if they will be returning to squaring as of this moment. But for now, I mean, it looks great. Definitely at least, for the next couple days, if not weeks, definitely going to feel a little bit more comfortable in what it is that you want to be doing, the direction you want to be going. I'm going to see if I can do some little fact checking here live. Seeing if if they will be returning to squaring, but it doesn't look like it. I mean, by the time Ceres gets to go direct again, Athena is already in fastly traveling through Gemini. So in fact, we might even have them conjuncting later this year. So yeah, the square definitely between the two of them has dissolved. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you guys know what that square was about, right? We've been talking about it for quite some time now. It's very difficult to find the direction it's supposed to be going into, finding that, being able to transform into being able to do that. It's been a challenge. I don't want to say difficult, but it's definitely been a challenge, and that stress is what's supposed to be able to help us realize that something needs to change, right? That's why every time I see things like Uranus squares, I'm like, oh boy, grab me my beer, because things are about to get real crazy real fast, because it's like Uranus wants change. It's purposely creating stress for you to realize that change needs to occur. And so that's what a lot of these squares really are kind of like getting at. So that things need to move forward because either they're stalling or sometimes going in the completely opposite direction. So yeah, we got water trines going on today. We got T squares going on today. We still have our man versus women argument issue going on between these two signs over here, Venus and Mars. That's not going away anytime soon. There was something that I wanted to touch on. Oh, right. So this is kind of interesting here of how we have Athena squaring the south node, but then we also had but also still have Mars sextiling the south node. And now the reason why this is so important is because, as you can see, Athena is going to be squaring the north node. Obviously, it's squaring the nodes, right? And the north node is trining Mars. Normally, this type of aspect as it is doesn't really mean a whole lot. But when you take it into account that we're trying to find a direction that we need to go in, and right now we have a lot of interesting signs squaring or having aspects with nodes, it really leads me to believe that there are things that we need to deal with in regards to our south node in Aquarius, right? Things like division, things like conformity, not really wanting to innovate or turn the wheel or not move forward, right? There's definitely quite a bit of that needs to be addressed in order for us to be able to move forward. And that's why Athena is squaring the nodes right now, right? She's trying to find the direction in life. And in order to really find those high vibrational Leo energies, sometimes we need to address the lower vibrations of Aquarius. So what parts in your life are you having a really hard time kind of like moving forward from, right? What things are you having a really hard time stepping up to the plate and not just conforming to what your life has been so far on a day-to-day? Maybe it's become stale or boring or just not conducive for you. Where in what aspects of your life do you finally need to be like, okay, we need to reinvent this or change this up or something, is this not working as it is right now, right? This is kind of one of those aspects where Athena is really trying to find what she needs to be nurturing in life, what she needs to be becoming more inspired about. Definitely, shining like a Leo, putting on that spotlight, if you will, and really finding out what are we doing, where are we going, and how do we make this happen? Because there are some things that are really holding us back. And with Mars having this aspect here, this is really about, we'll move into our future eventually, but we really actively and consciously need to really deal with some of these low vibrations that we're still holding on to. So we don't want to carry that with us right now. When we talk about low vibration Aquariuses, sometimes it can be things like being lofty, not really looking to be not looking towards the future, not being very practical at what you do. Sometimes you might even just rebel against someone or something without any real tangible reason for it, or like things that you haven't necessarily thought out because, again, they're impractical. So really try to find or try to nail down these lower vibrations, figure out why they exist, and try to squash them as we try to move forward towards the high vibrations of the North Node. So, that's kind of really the last message I want to say here. We still have that Yod going strong with, what is it? Sun and Saturn going towards a Ceres. So now that Ceres isn't going to be squaring Athena, Ceres is going to get a much bigger importance, which I'll talk about tomorrow as the Sun conjuncts that sign. So that's it really for now. Starting off the new week, right? New week, new energies, kind of a little bit of a reset. Take a nice deep breath. Let it out. Please don't headbutt the wall. That's not a good idea. And let's look forward to being able to do something productive as we are moving towards this full moon coming up on Thursday. So thank you all for coming out as usual. Thank you for your support. And as usual, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll catch you guys on the next cast. Peace.